was a man pushing a scooter wheelchair thing. And I stopped and helped him. And that's not the important part of the story. The important part of the story is I show real life examples of the things that I'm talking about. And this is one of those real life examples. So I don't know this man's political affiliation, but I'm going to guess that it's Republican. And the reason that I'm going to guess that it is Republican is because one of the first things that he had said to me when I pulled over is how many pickup trucks have passed by him and how much he helps other human beings and all of this. And at first, I have a smaller SUV, so I was assuming it was because he had to fold up parts of it to put it in for us to put it in the truck. And so I was assuming that it was more, why wasn't it somebody who has an easier thing, big diesel truck, big pickup truck, that him and another dude would have hopped that thing right up in there. Nobody would have had to fold anything down. Figured that's what it was. However, as we were continuing to go, there was a few more things that he said that made me think that he is Republican. He referred to Democrats as libs. And then he also asked me my opinion on Charlie Kirk. So I'm assuming this man aligned on the Republican. And I'm assuming that my colored hair and my dirty, beat up truck that's about to be antique gave him the impression that I am a Democrat. I'm not. I'm independent. I see sides on both of these. Not important. What's important here is, I've said it before, that if you won't step out of your own comfort zone, that the universe will push you out of it in one way, shape, or form. So I'm guessing here. However, it does align with the way that he was acting, that he is not somebody who would willingly interact with Democrats. Typically, using the word lib lets me know you probably aren't willing to engage. Now, he didn't get forced to deal with a Democrat. However, he got forced to deal with my insane ass instead, which is worse. But it was interesting to me to see that his mind was clearly fixated on that he was not getting helped by the people that he expected. He was not getting help from the people that he had expected to get help from. He was expecting help from, okay, so since you're the only person here, I guess I'll go back. I was helping a man that was pushing a wheelchair scooter thing today after work, helped him load it in my truck, and he was making comments that made me believe that he is of Republican Party. And my whole point of all of this is I tend to use real life to stress where I see what I see and how I see it. So when another example of it happens, when another example of it happens, I tend to put it on here because I can't remember these events to sit here and go in detail until they happen. So right after they happen is the time that I can explain how I have the thinking that I have and where I come from in my perception. So while helping this guy, he was talking a lot about pickup trucks passing him and how he helps all these people and he didn't expect to not be helped, and basically asking me about Charlie Kirk and calling Democrats libs. I'm assuming this guy was a Republican person. And my point here is that if you are not willing to step outside of your comfort zone to see the different sides of people, the universe will force that. Instead of the universe letting him be helped by somebody that is his own echo chamber, they passed him, several of them, so that he had to come back or be saved. Sorry. The message is deleting, distracted my brain for a second. I seen them. I'm sorry. I get awkward when it comes to people like talking about my looks and things like that. I do better with people being negative towards me than positive. Sorry to say, it's weird, but it is what it is. Anyway, so he ended up being helped by a independent who is very both way swinging. I can talk like a Republican to a Democrat, and I can talk to a Democrat like I'm a Republican, or other way, easy way. Anyway, I can do this whole thing because I think like in the middle. So if I'm talking to somebody on extreme, they think I'm on the opposite side. My whole point with this here was the man had to push that bike for scooter thing, wheelchair thing for however long until he got saved by somebody he didn't expect to be saved by. I'm not a huge person. My truck had to be folded down and everything to be able to fit in the back of my truck. So I wasn't the expectation that he had. And the universe does that. If you're not going to step out of your comfort zone, the universe will force circumstances like you breaking down, and the person that helps you is the person that you would not seek help from. Does that make sense? This is one of the reasons why, even if you don't have it all figured out, timing is going to work out for you. The universe will do the things for you. If you don't learn the lesson the first time, the universe will give you the lesson a little bit harder the next time, a little bit more severe. There's probably a time that man had an opportunity to talk to somebody, on the other side of his views, and he didn't engage with them. So the universe escalated it a little bit more. Now you're going to have to work, and you're going to be a little exhausted so that you will listen. That's kind of how the universe works. And I've done this. The only reason I can see these things is because it's happened to me before, where I've had an easy opportunity to do something and I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not about that right now. And then in a while in the future, another incident aligns similar to that, but with a little bit more work on my end in the next situation. And if I don't accept it then, guess what happens? The universe waits just a little bit longer, makes things a little bit harder for me, and then tests me again. It's like, hey, are you going to learn the lesson now? And eventually I figured out that this was happening to us. And I started trying to learn the lessons as fast as fucking possible because I didn't like not learning and having to do the same lessons over and over and over again, harder each time. I can't do these ones on a short because I can't talk fast enough to do the 3 minutes. And then the lives kind of messed me up a little bit here, where I try to do both things, but I'm also trying to like convey a whole thought and everything that's all in my head. Anyway, I'm not like normal people. Technically, I'm legally married, so shooting your shot here is not really, you're barking up the wrong tree anyway. So you're really either here for the ride and the entertainment, or you hear what the fuck I'm saying and you're like, yeah, which is probably very few people that hear what I'm saying because I talk 1,000 miles a minute. I jump from thought to thought. So even if I'm a rational person delivering rational thoughts, I'm not doing it in a very rational way. And I am aware of that. It is what it is. There are a few human beings that are not going to understand it the nice, smooth, rational way, that need it this intense way. I'm for them. That's what the universe is, who I'm talking to. Those people that understand the ADHD conversations and things like that. I'm for you. Hi, I'm your people. Neurotypicals, I mask well enough to blend in with you, but I'm not your people. Sorry. I'm the people you make fun of, and you don't realize that you're making fun of me in front of me because you think I'm one of you, but I'm not. And I try very hard to like warn everybody that I'm not, but looks can be deceiving. People see what they want to see. And if they happen to like certain things about you, they will then just move your beliefs into aligning with them, whether you have them or not, because it makes them like you more. And that's how our brain works. Because we're kind of like machines in a way. At least that's the way I like to work and think of my brain as like a machine. ADHD here too. Yeah. So you understand. So you probably understand the racing thoughts and the million miles a minute. That's my crowd. Autistic. A little of that too. I can hang with that crowd pretty well too. But the normies, I'm not really your crowd. Sorry. Anyway, so I just wanted to say that the universe tends to, even if you're not ready for something, the universe is going to push you into it when it's your time to be there. Conversations that you have with people aren't always meant for that moment. Sometimes a conversation is meant for 2 years from now when you're changing your mentality. That conversation will come back to your head, and then you know how to move from there. The universe doesn't have to give us things in a linear perspective. Linear time is more really just the human way of thinking, not the way the universe itself works. And I'm not saying like time flows backwards. I'm just saying like you can watch a video and it not be relevant for your life for 10 years, but in 10 years when it's relevant, you will remember that video. And that's just how the universe works. Yep. And ADHD, like if you're neurodivergent, I think that you really see these things more than neurotypicals, because I think we had a hard time adjusting to the neurotypical world and we were forced to. So a lot of us had no choice but to stay in observation mode for just most of our existence has been like trying to live in the world, but like also just having to like observe it to figure out if we're doing the things right. I have upper respiratory problems, and when I talk and walk, I can't breathe. So bear with me if I run out of breath like I fucking just ran from the police. It's not. I'm just weak. Sorry. It is what it is. So these things are going to happen to people, and even if me helping this guy today and showing you that the reason that he was helped by somebody not of his echo chamber was for a reason from the universe. That's why he was passed by many people he identified as his echo chamber. If this doesn't touch and hit with you, maybe the idea of looking for these things will. And then you can see these things for yourself. I don't think that you should ever like listen to some human being and be like, yep, they got it all figured out. Let me just do what they like. We live different lives. We have different experiences and things like that. So I think that when you hear these things from people, it's something that you should then look for in your own experiences and see how that lines up to your reality, rather than just blindly following somebody because they're charismatic. Because charisma is cute and charming and it makes us like people, but it doesn't make people right. It just makes them easier to follow and like. Our world is not quite what society has painted it to be, and not like, oh, society has been against us, so they've been trying to trick us. No, human beings have been trying to understand the world from how they feel about what they see, instead of looking about how they react in the world to what's going on. And when you shift that and you start identifying things by similar behaviors. So I understand that like when somebody's acting out in public, your first thought is, I would never. Okay, sure. You'd probably never do that particular thing out in public. But what would make you that intense? What would make you so intense that you wouldn't think about being out in public? And that gives you a better frame of reference of where the person's at than, oh my God, they're just a fucking horrible piece of shit asshole. Because 9 times out of 10, when you actually find out the true story of what was going on there, there's all of this intense complexity that was going on in the background, and we're like, oh, well, I would have acted better if I would have known. Well, so we're kind of saying that everybody has to announce everything for us to act properly in a society where you're literally constantly condemning anybody for opening their fucking mouths, telling everybody, oh, no, move in silence. You got to move in silence. You don't. I haven't. I've done 35 years of being a big mouth person, literally announcing every move that I fucking make. Yes, people have tried to stop me. It doesn't stop me if I'm determined. So it does help me see who's for me and who's against me, where being silent, I don't think really gives you that opportunity to see who's for you and against you. Now, yes, it stops people from intentionally going against you, but it doesn't stop people from unintentionally going against you when they don't know what's going on. So you're not really averting crisis completely. You're only partially evading a certain crisis, right? You're stopping people from intentionally, maliciously fucking with you, but by not telling anybody what you're doing. So let's say you're going for an officer position in ROTC, and you don't want to tell anybody because you don't want people to, sorry, my kid. So you don't want people to try to steal that spot from you. Well, then your best friend has that same mentality, and you're not telling each other that you're going, and you go for the same position. And now there's a conflict between you and your best friend. There was no intentional sabotage between either of you. You both just thought you had to move in secret, and that caused a conflict. And that happens a lot with people too, where we're not communicating things. So we're sabotaging each other unintentionally because we're not informed of information. And then again, like my point that I had just brought up a little bit earlier of we have an expectation of knowing things to act properly, and then we tell people not to say anything. So where are you supposed to get the information other than really truly observing, which is another thing that society constantly condemns. I've been told my whole life, stop overthinking. Like I can control that. Like my brain isn't doing that shit on its fucking own, right? Like now that you're finding out people have inner monologues, some only have pictures, something like that. That's like telling a person that thinks in pictures don't fucking see pictures. Okay. Let me get right on that. It's not gonna fucking happen. But yet society for all of life, everybody has been like, don't do that, stop, you're weird. Don't think about those things. You're just making life worse for yourself. No, I'm being a human being that's operating honestly and authentically in this world. And that seems to be weird to other human beings because you want to fit into what? We're curtailing ourselves to what? This American dream or to get a certain thing. But then when you get there, you're not happy with it. You've changed who you are to get there. You've changed your morals, your ideals. You don't know who you are as a person because you're trying to be something else. You're trying to fit into a system that you don't even know what the fuck you're trying to be half of the time. You're just trying to be on top. However, look into things, research things. The happiest people, like if you literally look up videos about being happy, they all say the same thing. Minimal, help people. It's not about having so much, because at the end of the day, you don't touch half of what you fucking own. Really, you don't. Half of the shit in your house is annoying stuff that you got to move around to fucking clean. Like the logics of how we have operated in society, is just asinine to me. It is. I'm sorry. And I'm tired of people making me feel bad for being different and seeing things differently. Now I'm finally like, fuck it, I'm going to speak up. And the weirdest thing is fucking happening. I've always said these same things, and I've been called delusional my whole life for all of these same thoughts, that now people are like, wow, you're really smart. Oh my God, you're onto something. But I haven't changed. This shit ain't changed. What the fuck's happened? Did the whole world really shift? Is this actually happening? Because sometimes I feel like that shit's delulu. I like staying in the scientific world. I spent many years thinking I was magical because I've wished a bird to not fly. It didn't. I've wished a person into an accident and then to them to be safe out of it and all of this, and that shit all happened, and spent years of my life then afraid to fucking want or do anything because I'm so magical. Like, no, our fear controls us so fucking much. We don't see how much things can... No, things are not completely as coincidental and stuff like that. There is something bigger happening here, but it's not the way that we interpret and understand it. Yeah, I know. I'm confessing weird shit. I don't give a fuck. First of all, most of you will never tune back in. Let's be honest here. And second of all, even if you are judging me and you have negative opinions of me, they don't fucking touch me. They'll never hurt me. They're not going to do anything to me. You're just another human being like me, fucking up other shit differently than me. And that's the truth of it, because we're all the same. We're just doing it differently, experiencing things differently. This is just a multiverse to me. You are all the same thing to me. You are all just a different fractal of me, and I am just a different fractal of you. Your success is my success. So power to you when you're winning. I don't give a fuck. We're all the same being. Every religion has pretty much told us that. I mean, it's a little weird how we can be told from so many different directions the same thing, but we'll ignore it for what we believe to be right. Knowing about confirmation bias, truly, we're in a society where Jesus himself could present in front of us, tell us the contradicting ideas to what we think and feel, and we'd be like, nope. He could perform a fucking miracle and say it again, and we'd be like, nope, that's a magic trick. That's an illusion. Because that's where we're at as society. We don't trust anything. I myself in the same way. I will let you stab me in the back, but I don't trust you while I let you stand behind me with a knife. I'm just stupid enough to let you stand there and go, well, I'll heal or die. Guess what? Death was a guarantee here. Yep, I'm lost. Everybody sweet. Awesome. Hopefully I've gotten some people to unsubscribe. I don't like being popular, and I'm getting too close to 100, so these crazy videos do help on that aspect of, I don't know if I'm actually right because I'm a human being. And so I'm not a god that just magically has all the answers. And I am aware of that. So I don't like the idea of a lot of people tuning into me, because there's a lot of people that won't use their rational discernment, and they'll be like, well, pretty eyes, let me follow that. And no, you can't. We can't do those things. We can't look at somebody and be like, you're appealing to me. I like all your ideas. No, you gotta have some discernment. You have to know that you find somebody attractive because of looks and not because of other things. You got to know where your attachment or positive feelings for a person align, because a lot of us, when you don't know that, will follow blindly to those things. We have a society where we hyper focus on having a partner and not having a specific partner. So we'll change ourselves to get what we think we want. And then as soon as we get it, because once you get it, then you're not, wanting to change and curtail yourself anymore because you've gotten the prize. So then you have this whole shit show breakdown where people start to try to reveal who they really are, because you can't trick somebody into loving you and then reveal who you really are. You have to reveal who you really are to the world and then have people align. You're on that. I don't know what that. Oh, you think I'm on meth? That makes sense. Okay. No, but that is a common misconception with me. Usually it's cocaine that people think I'm on because of the rapid talking and stuff. But unfortunately, I don't do drugs. I actually work with the disabled community. So I'm not actually a drug addict. Sorry to tell you. But you can believe whatever you want. Update me on your narrative, because, I like to be involved in the stories when it involves me. Especially when they're not true, because how else am I supposed to keep updated with it? I'm losing my damn brain. But I've wind down a little bit from work. Society is lost right now. And I think that's why people are scrambling in so many different ways. But everything is going to settle back the way that it's meant to. There was a video about the rocks and the pebbles and like the putting your shit together and like how you have to assemble it the right way or everything won't fit in. When you don't assemble it correctly, if you put a lid on it and you shake the fucking jar, it will settle itself. And that's what 2025 is metaphorically. It's a giant shaking to shift our alignments more attuning to what they're properly supposed to be. I know a lot of people won't understand that. And if you didn't watch the video of like the pebbles, the big pebbles and the little pebbles and then the sand and then the cup with the Jesus and the water, then you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's cool too. I think I'm actually going to end this because I'm running out of where my thoughts are. I'm starting to race in too many different, like I could talk about this, I could talk about that, I could talk about this, I could talk about that. But at the same time, one, I'm not really meant to be the person that's giving the full message. I am aware that I'm more of a starter domino than a middle domino. I'm more of the idea person, the kick the start. I'm not the carry the ball down the field type of human being. It's just I'm not unless you tell me that the ball's not going to get down there any other way and I want the ball down there. Then I will get up and take the fucking ball down there myself, but that takes a lot of work, and I'm an obsessive human being in the thought realm and fantasy realm. So realities, what I work here and am responsible here. That's about it, just to be honest. So like I said, I'm gonna tune out and go do that responsibility shit because there's humans I gotta go feed, or somebody's gonna go feed me. I don't know who's cooking tonight, but I'm gonna go figure that shit out. Thank you for enduring this bullshit ass stuff. Bye.